despite logical explanations from scientists and the U.S. government. Ironically, official denials of UFO landings may actually encourage a popular belief in their existence because of a fascination with conspiracy theories and a fear of government cover-ups, particularly in the infamous case of Roswell.
Roswell. This is the mecca of ufology. Initially, the story given that it was a weather balloon was a lie. It was a lie because it was a national security secret.
It was a national security secret until 1995, when the government said that Roswell wasn't actually a high-altitude weather balloon, but a high-altitude surveillance balloon to monitor Soviet nuclear tests. This revelation only serves to convince the UFO community that the government are still covering up whatever did happen at Roswell.
So the ufology people said, aha, you see, that makes perfect sense for a Cold War atmosphere in 1947.
The mystery surrounding Roswell has been fueled by misinformation and the shifting official explanation that keeps the story alive. Yet sometimes, even the military themselves spot the unusual. In 1980, personnel at an Air Force base on the east coast of England saw a strange light in a nearby forest. Deputy Base Commander Colonel Charles Halt was on duty when he received a strange message from one of his staff.
When the on-duty police lieutenant came in and insisted on seeing myself and the base commander and talking to us privately, he was white as a sheet.
The lieutenant reported that a strange, unidentified flying object had been seen descending into nearby Rendlesham Forest. Colonel Halt and a disaster preparedness officer visited the supposed landing site. They recorded their mission as evidence.
All the birds got quiet, all the animals in the forest were just silent. We approached the site where they said this alleged craft had landed. There were 3 indentations in the ground, about 1.5 inches to 2 inches deep, about 8 to 10 inches across. They were about 6, 7, maybe 8 foot apart, in a nice triangular shape.
Being cautious, Colonel Halt and his disaster preparedness officer took radiation readings with their Geiger counter. The levels were 4 times higher than normal. Then, something moved in the trees.
A bright red light with a black center that was moving through the trees. It appeared to be shedding something like molten metal, almost like steel coming out of a crucible. As we stood there in awe watching it, it silently exploded and broke into multiple white objects that just disappeared.
Many journalists and researchers claim that what Colonel Halt and others actually saw while in Rendlesham Forest was in fact the lighthouse at nearby Orford Ness. But Colonel Halt remains convinced that what he saw wasn't of this world.